You have no idea the amount of ignorant mess you're about to get into right now. Sit your $5 ass down before I make you.
Hello and welcome to a brand new episode of Black on Black Cinema. I'm your host, Jay. I'm here with my co-host, Micah.
Hey.
And Terrence.
Up.
All right, guys, we're back. Terrence, welcome back to the show.
Yeah, it's good to be back. I'm a little tired, so I'm going to be slightly low energy. But I'm here.
Sleepy Joe Terrence. All right, guys, we're back. That's offensive. We're back. This is episode 181, Just Mercy. This is the 2019 biographical legal drama starring Michael B. Jordan, Jamie Foxx, Tim Blake Nelson, and Brie Larson, which tells the story of young attorney Bryan Stevenson. It's a true story. Bryan Stevenson, who takes on the case of trying to exonerate a man who was wrongfully convicted of murder, Walter Johnny D. McMillian. This all took place in Alabama. JTD, we will be throwing plenty of hits at your home state because move. Just get out of there. So Terrence, you saw this movie first, and you were pretty excited for us to talk about this. Can you give your overall thoughts?
Yeah, I saw it when they made it free. I think it was in June.
Mm-hmm.
After everything that transpired with police brutality and damn, I forgot dude's name.
George Floyd.
All right, George Floyd's death and all that. Breonna Taylor and who was the other guy that got shot by the random niggas that was chasing him?
The jogger. Yeah, I don't remember his name, unfortunately.
So many fucking things. But they made it free for the month of June, and I watched it. And I'm like, this is a very good movie. We should definitely do it. It's good. All the performances are great. It's infuriating. But it's definitely worth watching. Look, you might need a trigger warning before watching it because it's a little rough. 87 Alabama.
Yo, I think that's the most important part of this is like this didn't happen in 1949 Alabama. Like we were all alive.
Happened 33 years ago.
Right. It's crazy.
He got out in 1993 or some shit like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fucked up. But it's a good movie. This is a 4 out of 5 for me. Just all the way around. Everybody was great. Even Brie Larson, and I'm not.
Yeah, she's
like, she's a good actress, but I'm just not a fan. But she was really good.
She won an Oscar, yo.
Yeah, she is an Oscar winning. Micah, what were your thoughts?
Yeah, this is a must see. This is absolutely a must see. When it first came out in theaters, I was like, oh God, another movie about black people being treated like dog shit. I don't know if I can watch these. Another one, but I'm glad I watched this. This is very good. Solid direction all around. Performances were pretty great. I don't know, for some reason my wife felt the need to cook some onions towards the end.
Yeah, that's weird.
I don't know why, but
So you were crying because of that? That's your argument?
That's man, I teared up a bit watching this thing, man. Like it hits you. And it does, all of these movies, they feel samey because the same shit keeps happening.
Right. Unfortunately.
And quite frankly, this could have been a documentary as far as I know. But I highly recommend this movie. Michael B. Jordan is a good actor, man. At first I thought he was only going to be like, he did the Oscar Grant movie. I was like, wow, this guy's really good. And then, I see him, and maybe it's just my bias, but like whenever I see a dude like get swole, I like to think that his acting ability is, inversely proportional to his swollenness. You know what I mean? So I was like, like he was fine as Killmonger, but like he kind of felt like what Michael B. Jordan would be in real life. just like
if he was a hotep.
If he was a hotep, right? Like, and I kind of, I enjoyed his turn as Creed, and that's the thing, right? Like, he's a good actor. In this, I felt like he's getting close to great actor. And Jamie Foxx, another one. Jamie Foxx is another dude that's like, yo, you're a goofball, yo. But when he turns it on, he really turns it on. Like when he comes to work, like he does it. And man, like who'd have thought that dude from In Living Color, who dressed in drag and ended up playing these roles, right? Like he's an Oscar winner, for God's sakes. Everyone else, really good, but especially Rob Morgan.
Jesus.
That was stop cooking them goddamn onions.
We'll talk about them because the movie talks about his story, but I'm gonna give a little bit more detail on what really happened. It's even sadder than you think it is. It's a horrible story, but he was great. He was great.
So must see. Just stop what you're doing and go watch this movie if you haven't.
Okay,
and then come back.
For me, I would echo pretty much the sentiments of both of you. I thought it was great. I didn't have a problem with any of the acting. I thought everybody was good. Michael B. Jordan, I thought was great. Like I thought he did a great job, as Bryan Stevenson. Jamie Foxx, like you said, like really can turn it on when he needs to. In this movie, he does, but he does something that I think is the reason why he's so good is often he is a very overstated actor, right? He's always taking like kind of like really big, louder roles, like, just like even in Project Power that we reviewed recently, it's just like, he's just like, oh, everything is going, he's always just like, oh, shit's happening. And he's like yelling and stuff like this. This movie, he's a completely understated character. And there's power in that, right? Like to give as much emotion as he did in those like kind of quiet moments really showed like his range to me. At the end, the part at the end is probably the most, profound part of the performance, in my opinion, where when they read out like, oh, you're exonerated or whatever, and he doesn't audibly react, and just his physical reaction feels very real to me. Like it, who knows if they were like, well, this is the footage of what it was like when he got exonerated and he copied it. I don't know, but it just felt very real. I thought he was great. Every time he was on screen, I thought he was excellent. Like you said, Rob Morgan was just super good, as he always is. Like he's always great in everything. Tim Blake Nelson as Ralph Myers was fucking excellent, dude. That dude does not get enough credit in Hollywood. Like he really doesn't.
If you've seen the actual interview of that guy, his portrayal, it's spot on.
Yeah.
It's kind of creepy.
It's kind of like what's the show on
Mindhunter?
Mindhunters. Like they just perfectly mimic these criminals. They're serial killers. Yeah, he was great. I was surprised to see O'Shea Jackson Jr., Ice Cube's son, in this. He was good.
Pretty good himself.
Yeah,
he
was
a huge role, but he was solid.
Yeah, I was like, why are you here? And then I was like, oh, you're playing like a real person. Like he wasn't just playing like just a random person in jail. Like his character actually is a significant person, as well. Yeah, look, Brie Larson, I thought was good. Like her role is not that big, but apparently like her portrayal is like pretty spot on to, the woman she was playing, Eva Ensley. Yeah. And again, I also thought, this guy, Rafe Spall, who played, the prosecutor for the state, Tommy Chapman, he's a real piece of shit. Apparently in real life, he's even worse than he was portrayed in the movie. But I enjoyed him too. Like I thought his acting was good. I hated his guts, but I thought he was good. But yeah, I thought Jordan carried it. Like I really thought he did a good job. It's just kind of wild to see, like you said, Micah, like him going from, Killmonger to this, or playing Wallace on the fucking Wire to this. Like it feels like we've seen his career over such a long span of time, but it really hasn't been that long. But yeah, he's just.
It's been like, when did The Wire come out?
I don't know the year, but I mean, he obviously was super young then, but I guess he's not really that old.
20 years.
Has it been that long?
Right. It's weird. It's weird because we are old, like, and we're watching these actors who, like, we're watching them grow up and to be like real actors. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't like this. I don't care for this aging process.
The Wire started in 2002.
Yo, shut your whore mouth. Get out of here. Wow.
In the first season.
Jesus. That's crazy.
Wallace.
And what does it go? It went what? 5 seasons?
Yeah, something like that. The last final episode was March 9th, 2008.
2008. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's crazy. That's super crazy. Yeah, because he was like, he looked like he was 13 years old on that show.
14 or 15.
Where's Wallace? Yeah, apparently Wallace decided after he was murdered that he would go on to be a great actor. So yeah, I loved it. I thought it was really just quite good. So yeah, we can just get into it.
I guess I'll start.
Yeah. Because I forgot to pull up the movie, so please do.
So the prologue is basically we meet Johnny D, and he's a logger, right? And he's just kind of, we see that he's just a honest looking dude. He gets pulled over
with an epic mustache.
Yeah, that mustache. I'm like, yo.
This mustache is ridiculous.
Hilarious.
I don't like it. I don't like it at all. Like, it looks god awful. Like, either do mutton chops or don't half-ass the mutton chops. Or your Fu Manchu.
Yeah.
Don't half-ass your Fu Manchu, man.
He was like,
and black people don't wear Fu Manchus.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ.
He gets pulled over one night, and this is a scary thing for all of us.
Yeah,
right?
No kidding.
Like, I see people who are like, well, if you ain't do nothing wrong, you ain't got nothing to worry about. Nah, you don't want to be pulled over either. Nobody wants to be pulled over.
No, fuck that.
And you can see, this is a testament to Jamie Foxx. He's really like, he gets the uneasiness of this cop asking him a bunch of questions and shit, right? And it's just like, you feel something's about to pop off every time. At least I don't get pulled over often, but when I do, I feel weird. You know what I mean? I feel uneasy.
Yeah. Especially
now. And then the cop is like, we know what you did, boy. And he gets pulled out of his car and thrown in jail for the murder of I forget the woman's name, an 18-year-old white woman.
Yeah, and he makes the Sheriff Tate. He makes a comment about, like, I know what you were doing with whatever this white woman's name is, not with the woman who's killed, but he's referring to another white woman. So then there's like that sort of racial component to it as well. Like, not only do I think you did this, but you're also guilty of just being with a white woman. So, I'm doubly pissed, basically.
So
it's 1987.
Right.
Like, it's 1987.
But not in Alabama, it's not. It's 1887.
1922.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I had to ask my wife. I was like, yo, what year does this? Right? Because
did I miss the opening chyron?
I couldn't quite picture it because, like, the clothing seemed like contemporary, but like not contemporary. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then it's like, well, they just dragged this nigga out of his car for associating with a white woman. Like, what year is this?
Get out of there. Again, I said this to my wife, and it's gonna come off as slightly rude. I don't mean it to come off as rude as it's going to sound. I don't get why black people who can leave stay in the Deep South anymore. I truly don't understand it. I don't. Leave, yo, leave. And then nuke the entire area from orbit. Like, nah, it's a mess. Or take it over. Either one. Leave, then leave. You option 1 or 1B. Leave tomorrow. Like, now I just, like, yeah, I know people often say, oh, well, the North has its racism. So, oh, it 100% does. Hey, nigga, this is 1987, yo. Like, we were just, like, pop locking in clubs and shit. Like, I feel like associating with a white woman was not a death sentence in, like, New York in 1987. So,
New York in 1987. Like, there were orgies in the streets.
Right. That play. I mean, there are a lot of death sentences, but they mostly had to do with just the mob. So yeah, I'm always just baffled by like that, the level of sort of slow progression of the South. Of, you know, and that's not to say there's not plenty of issues in the North. There are tons. But yeah, it's just, this is 87. Like, this is crazy to watch.
There are plenty of issues in the North, but people weren't escaping slavery and going further south.
Right. That was not a thing. No, go deeper into it. Yeah. Like, nah, fuck that.
Yeah, once we hit this threshold, it's all fine and good.
No, fuck that.
Right. This ain't tag, right? Like, you ain't on base.
Right. It's not, you don't yell Ollie Ollie Oxenfree when you hit the fucking Mason-Dixon line. That's not how this shit works.
Before we begin, what do you think the safest place is for black people in this country?
In America?
Like region. Yeah, like region. Is it where we are? Is it further north?
We getting a little too close to the South as it is.
It's not the South. It's not the Midwest.
Oh, hell no, it ain't the Midwest. Fuck that.
California?
Yeah, I guess it's probably the West Coast.
Some certain areas of California.
Yeah.
I would say like New York, between like New York and Delaware.
Damn, that's not a lot of space.
If you're gonna do the Northeast, right?
Yeah, that's about it.
Like, you can't go further north than New York. Boston, get the fuck out. Yeah, you can't go further than New York. You gotta stay, and you really can't go further than New York City. Right, exactly.
Yeah.
All right, come on up. Albany. I'm good. Never find me again.
They're not there, but I don't.
Yeah, I mean, I've got, you know, part of my cousin's family is in Troy, New York. So there are black people all the way up there, which is far as fuck away. But no, nah, fuck that. I guess it's the West Coast.
You can't go west. Western Maryland's a no.
Oh
no, you can't leave the DMV zone. Yeah, you can't leave the DMV. I've been to Western Maryland. I've been to Southern Maryland. Southern Maryland that's Maryland. Like, that's
real Maryland. What is it? Like, Baltimore is one of the few cities that don't fuck with its state. like, nah, we don't fuck with Maryland like that. It's true. We don't. We don't fuck with.
We literally the only reason why we're even the fucking blue state.
Yeah, that's how fucking blue it is. We changed the whole shit. I have a question for you. Do you guys both believe in the death penalty or no?
I used to, but I've seen way too many things where human error is the result of someone dying. Yeah. And it's like, nah, yo.
It's one too many.
Yeah, you can't do that, yo. I can't process penalizing someone for murdering someone by murdering them. Like have it state sanctioned. You know what I mean? Like,
it seems weird to me.
Yeah, it's odd. But when I was younger, I was like, well, yeah, because, you know, I ain't know nothing. You know what I mean?
You got to kill them to kill them. You got to kill them back. That's the
only way to make it right.
I guess.
Yes and no, right? Because the process it takes, like if it's someone that you know, it's 100%, you know,
right,
they did what they did.
Yeah, if you got dead rights.
No pun intended.
That's what we're working on.
Look, you got to go.
You think so?
But, like if you have to go to court and like prove that they did it, no, don't do it. No. And then the process takes forever, right?
So
we'll be on death row for like 40 years.
Not that long, apparently.
Not in Alabama.
Yeah. Like,
Shit, Alabama,
next year it's a wrap for you.
Shit,
But-
Alabama, they hear you knew a nigga who stole a candy bar. They throw your ass on death row. Again, move. I need y'all to move.
Again, like he's like, if you didn't do it, you're gonna take one for the team. That's what they fucking said later on this goddamn movie.
Yeah.
Nigga, what? How I? You know what? It's cool. So yeah, I don't. But in general, I don't. But like, if you know they did it and they said they do it and you got proof that they did it, whatever. Just put a bullet in there. Yeah, be done with it. So I don't, but I do.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah, I guess like a number of years ago, I kind of came to the conclusion. I'm like, it's not a deterrent. So what are we doing? Like it.
But neither is prison.
I feel like prison could be a deterrent if we did it right. I feel like it would be.
But how do you do it right?
No cable television, yeah. Read a book, nigga. No TV.
That's all they do when they come out Muslim.
Hey, I'll take Muslim over fucking murdering me, so that's fine. No, but
yeah, the death penalty it's a wild fucking thing.
And it's just also barbaric. Like it's incredibly barbaric.
The scene in this movie, like they don't show it, but it's super powerful.
Yeah,
when it happens, I'm like, good God.
Yeah.
I
couldn't be in the gallery.
No,
not ever.
Come on, yo.
Come see me. I'm gonna not do that.
You said there's too much human error. I don't think that human error is done by mistake.
I agree with you.
A lot of times it's not a mistake.
Well, I'm saying
like they've just found their fucking culprit, whether it's true or not, and then they go with the narrative. This person did whatever they do, and we're gonna put them on the death penalty and kill them.
Sure. I mean, but I classify that as human error also, right? Like human beings, like error as in like not just a mistake, but like when a cop tries to hurry up and close a case, like that's human error, right? Like error as in not working properly.
Yeah, and I think both of those things happen, right? Like
all the time.
Right. I mean, you could think you got this guy nailed because you're like, oh, I found this evidence, and it turns out like maybe that person was framed or something. Like who knows? I mean, I'm not saying that's obviously common, but it could happen. So yeah, I
seem like the death penalty is a fucking thing. They just shoot you on sight if you're black.
Yeah, no, that is the death penalty. Right?
Yeah.
It's just
skip all the fucking pretext.
Right. It's extrajudicial. Yeah, I was just curious because, like, I feel like if you are pro death penalty, and that's your bag, whatever, agree to disagree, but after watching this, and especially as a black person, I just find it odd that a black person would be adamant about the death penalty needing to be a thing, right? Like, absolutely, like. We have suffered under the death penalty for things that we know for a fact were pushed upon us that weren't true. Like, again, this story is a prime example. This guy just got incredibly lucky at the end of the day. So,
continuing the prologue, we see Bryan Stevenson as like a paralegal or an intern. He's not quite a lawyer yet.
Yeah, he's an intern.
His JD. And he's going to the local jail in Delaware to tell this guy that hey, you're not gonna die today. And then he starts chatting with this guy for hours. The guy gets in trouble, and he was like, nah, don't worry about it, man. Like I had the best time of my life, talking with you and you telling me that I'm not going to be put to death.
Right, for the next year, right?
Yeah, for the next year. So I got I'm guaranteed another year to live. And this is
what he says is like, I didn't want my wife and daughter to come because I didn't want them to know. I didn't want a death sentence to be a thing that they would know about when they were coming to see me. So he kept them from coming in.
Right.
But now that he doesn't have one, well, yeah, I can finally get to see them this year.
So, I can't imagine, by the way, like the very idea of dealing with like knowing that, because they mention it later in the film of somebody who is just living their life and then they just die the next day, like through, heart attack or car or, wreck or something like that. They don't ever see it coming. But to know that it's like this Friday. What's that?
Like you have a specific date.
That has gotta fuck with your brain in a different sort of way. Like that's crazy to me. Frankly, I think they'd be better off if they just had a date and they just surprised the person, was like, today's the day. Like, don't tell me ahead of time, dude. Like, I'd rather not know. I'd rather just not know. Although, I guess thinking it could be any day is also terrifying, but, I don't know. I guess both seem relatively mentally debilitating.
I mean, thinking it's any day is one thing. Knowing it is a day, like.
That's really scary, dude.
Tuesday?
Tuesday.
Like, you imagine next Tuesday? Nah, yo. Mm-mm.
I'd rather not know.
Right. I'd rather you just surprise me that day.
Yep.
Right? Because
get up, nigga. You go into the chair like,
right.
All right, you got me. Like, fuck it.
My steak.
Yeah, exactly. And who making it? Yeah, I don't want the warden making my steaks all burnt to a crisp. Nah, fuck that. Get a chef.
Right. Put ketchup on it. Get the fuck out of here, yo.
2 beautiful bowls of ice cream. Get out of here. No.
So we cut to 2 years later, 1989, and
again, what are you doing there?
And we see Bryan packing up because he's going to Alabama, and his mother's like. His mother is, this is the blackest, most accurate portrayal of a black mama I've ever seen. She's like, nope, I don't want to talk to you because you are going down south and you are going to fucking die because that's how they treat black people down there. And he's like, look, I got to do this. 2 years ago, I talked to this guy, and it was the first time I had ever seen someone who was my age on death row,
which is crazy because he was like 28 years old at this point.
Right. And he's like, I got a calling, right? I have to do this. And, yeah, I get it, but at this, no, I don't get it. I get it, but
right.
I don't.
Like,
I comprehend.
I understand the basic concept of this.
Right. But at the same time, like I'm gonna stay up in Delaware, He's driving and he's driving past and he sees all these nice houses, and it's a shot that will be paralleled later on in the movie. But he's driving around, he sees all these white people, he sees all these houses and they look all nice and stuff like that. And then he heads to meet with Brie Larson's character. I forget her name, Ava. And because they are, they're setting up shop. And the guy who was renting them the space is like, you ain't telling me nothing about you having murderers up in here.
Right, yo, what kind of, I was like, yo, we're lawyers. He's like, not the kind of law we do down here. Like, okay.
You want them law and order lawyers? Or you want them real lawyers?
Wait, y'all letting niggas out of jail? Fuck that. Get out of here. Beat it. Yeah. I mean, again, like the idea of this guy saying like, no, you can't have your company here that's, working to help exonerate innocent people, because the presumption is if you were found guilty, then you are in fact guilty. Is super wild, but it's apparently 1987 in the South. So again, fuck it.
Right. I was 9 years old getting chased by Rottweilers and shit. Meanwhile, this dude has a calling to help.
Yeah.
I wish I had something. I wish I was passionate about helping other people like that. I am not.
See, when people say, "Oh, Mike is a nice one," no, he isn't. He's not.
Look, Micah looks out for him and his family. All right, Like, and that's, I will be real with you. I'm one of the fakest people that you will ever meet, but I'm gonna be real with you when I'm gonna say I'm probably not gonna help you.
I'm probably not gonna help you.
I'll film it, be like, yo, this is fucked up. I'm gonna share it, and we're gonna you know, you're gonna start the revolution. I'll call the cops for you. I'll call the cops for you. Like, yo, there's some shit going on right here, but I'm probably not going to jump in unless it's one of y'all and like it's a fight.
I'm not even sure I buy that.
Right.
I feel like you trying to cover up so you don't seem like a complete asshole. No, I help y'all.
It depends on if I have my knife with me. If I don't have my knife with me, I'm like, y'all got it.
I mean, you know how my social distancing is set up. I can't really get into it.
I got a kid at home.
I can't bring that back to him, and then he gave it back to me, and then fucking circle of just nonsense. No.
Well, like, yo, Mike, I'm getting body slammed on the concrete while you working this shit out. Help me. That shit.
And if I'm being perfectly honest, between the two of you, I mean, I've kind of known Jay the longest. Like, no offense, Terrence.
God damn.
But like Jay is like a brother to me, whereas you like a cousin.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
I would expect nothing less.
And you know what? I think, frankly, that's expecting too much. I really do. God damn.
Don't call the cops because we'll all die.
Yeah, but like, I'm gonna call the cops. You know what? Don't help me.
Like, we'll just work this out our own way.
The cops are reserved for if I see white people in danger. If I see white people in danger, like
if I see white people in
danger, if I see a white child in danger, all right, I'll call the cops.
Is it a male child or a female child?
Look, kids are cool, right? Kids are fine.
Some kids.
If you got a teen in your age,
nah, fuck that. Can you call me a nigga on Xbox Live? Then no, I'm not calling the cops to help you. You strong enough. Get up. You be all right.
So what's his name? Brian is driving to the local jail. He comes across a chain gang. I remember the first time I saw a chain gang. I was like, wow, they're cutting the grass outside. My cousin was like, nah, dummy. Because Baltimore, no, dummy. Everybody's a dummy.
Yeah.
He told me what a chain gang was.
Like I said, they cutting the grass. Yo, you were 28 years old at the time. Yo, you ain't know.
He gets to the local jail, and this cop, who obviously just wanted to see Michael B. Jordan naked, is like, "You got to strip." And Michael B. Jordan's like, "Bitch, I'm a lawyer."
Right. Yo, I'm not a common criminal.
I don't have to get strip searched. And he was like, well, down here, you got to strip.
So here's the story behind that. So one, this particular story did not happen, when he went and saw, Walter McMillian.
Because this is one of my pet peeves of this movie, and I'll let you finish.
No, but the story did in fact happen. It just happened when he went and saw another client, right? It's just for dramatic effect. They just put it into the story instead of separating it. But so that did happen to him. But the thing is, the cop who did make him strip, like that part is completely real, which is fucking insane. Like Bryan Stevenson apparently relayed how angry and like how fucked up that made him to somebody, and it got back to that cop, and that cop, because he said it sort of triggered abuse that he dealt with when he was a foster child, right? Which is interesting because like they don't mention that Stevenson was a foster child in this movie, but he was. So I guess his parents are the ones who adopted him, which I can understand why they would definitely not want their child to go down south, for many reasons. But so that cop heard about that like it made him upset because he was a foster child, and it triggered this like abuse that he had dealt with. And that cop was also a foster child, and he felt like horrible about what he did to him. Which is just kind of interesting, an interesting little nugget of the story. But I mean, I'm not sure he apologized or anything for being a piece of shit, but, he did do that. So
why do you want me to show you want to eat my ass, nigga? What's going on here? Like,
it's to embarrass him.
Humiliate him, but like,
yeah, that's what it is. I mean, he literally was like, you need to turn around and cough. And like, Michael B. Jordan is kind of like,
turn around and spread them. I'm like,
nigga, get the entire fuck out of here. But that's what they do in jail, right? To make sure you're not carrying something. And then he was like, all right, you can go. I'm like, yo, if it was legal for me to beat the brakes off of you in this room, I would. If I thought I could get away with it, yeah. That whole scene really pissed me off. Like as I was watching, it just really made me angry. So.
What did you think about the fact that the cop kind of, and I guess that the cop kind of sees by the end of the movie, he sees that he was being a dick. I feel like that.
I mean, but that's, I think they're trying to relay that story that happened in real life.
Yeah. I didn't know that, but right. it just kind of like, nah, yo, you don't get a redemption arc. Fuck you.
No, I don't think so at all. I mean, look, if he felt bad, okay, but that doesn't mean I feel bad for him. Fuck him. Good. Feel bad. Now go die. Who cares? Like, that guy's a piece of garbage. Like, but like that humiliation of grown black men is a very real thing, right? Like, I was listening to an interview. They were talking about George Floyd's death and how having him, being knelt on for 8 minutes, in 47 seconds or 27 seconds, is also humiliating. Like, it's not just shooting him, which is it would be horrible in its own right, but to kill him in the way that he was killed, like, it is a level of humiliation that black men often have to deal with in these things that makes people angrier and angrier and angrier. And shit like this is a prime example of that.
I mean, that's why that one was just triggered everybody. It just kind of flipped the switch because it was almost 10 minutes. And he's sitting there begging for his life.
Right. It's egregious, right? It's egregious.
You could see the dude with his hands in his pockets, right? When your hands are in your pockets, you're being nonchalant.
Right. You're feeling like a dick.
Right. And then he kind of had a smirk on his face. He knew exactly what the fuck he was doing. He just didn't know, like, I didn't know that I would change the fucking world by murdering this dude.
Right.
So, Bryan is at the prison, and he's going to meet with a bunch of death row inmates.
Are these real inmates? Are they actors? I feel like these are real.
Oh, that I don't know.
Real.
Yeah.
Yeah, they feel real. Yeah, they feel real, and they feel like they were told that Michael B. Jordan is a lawyer. Right. Because but you see Rob Morgan's character Herb, and he eventually meets Walter Johnny D. McMillian, convicted of murder in 1986 of Rhonda Morrison, right. Is the 18-year-old white woman's name. So he goes back and he's like, hey, I'm looking at this evidence. It doesn't seem right.
Yeah, none of this shit seems right. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah, he's like, it hinges on the testimony of another convicted felon named Ralph Myers, who provided contradictory testimony in exchange for a lighter sentence for his own trial.
Right.
Because that's how fucked up this system is.
Like, there's literally no evidence.
No.
Right.
For that testimony.
I'm not sure they ever solved who killed this. I'm not sure they ever solved who killed this girl.
It's still a cold case to this day.
Jesus.
It's 35 years, and they put this nigga on death row, and they still haven't found a real killer. It's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah. I mean, the scapegoating of Black America for the crimes of likely a white person in this case, is just crazy. Like, it never ends. It never fucking ends. I mean, there are so many cases of not just like, because this is not mistaken identity, right? This is just like pick a nigga out of a line, like out of a list of names and just, throw the book at him. But there's so many like mistaken identity, or I don't know, it's probably that black guy over there. Like, apparently the movie doesn't get into it, but like he was like a low level weed dealer, and they were just like, I don't know, man, it was him. Like, Okay, that's not really an answer. And then him having sex with having an affair with a white woman in town really pissed a bunch of people off that are apparently massive racist. In 1987, it was beyond the pale for them. But so that's part of the reason why he was just kind of railroaded. Which is
the jury actually gave him life.
Yes. Yeah.
The judge was like, "Nah, fuck it, kill him."
Well, and that's the thing. That's the thing the movie doesn't talk about. Like, so judicial override is a thing where the judge can just be like, I think I want to give them a harsher sentence, or a lighter sentence, but mostly it's almost always a harsher sentence. And like Alabama had like 36 people get overturned from life to death to the death penalty. And they were all judicial overrides. And that the judicial override was actually the thing that sparked Stevenson's interest, because he was like, one, this case doesn't make any sense. And two, you suddenly get this judicial override because like the judge said that like the girl was killed in the first, the statement was like the first flower of her adulthood or something like that, which is such a weird and very creepy statement. But like, because of that, like he was just like, fuck it, let's just throw the book at this black dude and throw him on death row. Because he was on death row before he was even found guilty for like 15 months, which is fucking crazy.
So,
Judge Robert E. Lee Key.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
it was almost like on the nose, but no, that's what this nigga's name was.
Yo, I read an article on Slate, and they were like, "Yes, that's really his name." Like they were like, "It's not just for the movie, like for real." This, and he's Robert E. Lee Key Jr. Nigga, his father's name was Robert E. Lee Key too. This family was really racist. So yeah, like not just like we're gonna name you Robert E. Lee. God damn. Okay. Jesus Christ.
And I get naming people after people, but god damn, yo. Like Robert E. Lee Stonewall Hitler Mussolini Key.
Yeah.
What the fuck, yo?
Junior. My father is Mr. Key. Like that's insane. But yeah, I when I saw the movie, I was like, I'm gonna have to research. Is that real? Like, shut up, movie. No, that's
I did the same thing. I'm like, what? I read that same Slate article after I watched it the first time.
It's like, come on,
like,
man.
Okay.
Yeah, they were like, nah, for real, yo. That's that nigga's real ass name. That's wild.
So Bryan is like, yo, this don't smell right. So he goes to ask the prosecutor in that case, Tommy Chapman, for some help. And Chapman is just like, nah, yo, I got it taken care of. It's my job to make sure this verdict stands. So it's my job to make sure that what people think happened actually happened. I don't give a fuck about justice.
Yeah,
I mean, lawyer.
Right. I mean, it's quite an indictment on the legal system, but it is absolutely correct.
It is 100% accurate.
No, it's about winning. It's not, and about convincing people. It's not about what is correct or what is accurate.
Yo, I shouldn't say I hate lawyers. I don't hate lawyers.
Like, well, nigga, you may want to keep the door closed. She's going to fuck you up when you get out there.
But look, she hate them lawyers too. She worked at a firm that did some shit like this, and she was like, nah, I can't do it.
I don't know how people do it.
You got to be a certain type of person to be able to do that shit.
Yeah, I know someone who is sort of tangentially. What's that?
Is it the one I know?
Yeah. He's not a defense attorney. He's
more of an ambulance chaser, isn't he? Like, I'm not saying that to be like.
Yeah, he is. Though he's been involved in a quite political case as of late, but I'll leave that alone. If you know, you know.
I know what you're talking about. I haven't met him. Said I would hate him.
Yeah, no, you would. You're 100%. 100%.
You might fight his ass.
Yeah, 100%.
Goddamn.
Yeah, 100%. You would not care for him. No, but I know another. I know a defense attorney, and he would make the argument that everybody deserves to be, deserves legal representation, which is, I think, how he kind of justifies it. But I'm like, you're defending like murderers, like straight up murderers. Like, how do you even do that without being like, you know what, this guy's fucking guilty, dude. This guy is super guilty. Fuck him. But you can't do that because you'll get disbarred.
It's weird how you if you're a defense attorney and you are defending someone that they know did it, like you're just kind of defending them for a lighter sentence at that point. Like,
right.
That's weird to me.
Right, because I like
it's like just take the plea. How much money are you getting? Like,
yo, defense attorneys make
like I know they make a lot of money, but at that point, if it's that kind of case, like look, he did it, he killed 2 people, whatever. You got to come up with a defense as to why he should have a lighter sentence.
But that's what takes the skill, right?
How do you do that?
I don't. It's a level of. It's like, a moral conundrum to me. Like oh, like you're just like you're looking at the case and you're like, you killed 2 people, 4 kids, raped 5 women. Yeah, Your Honor. Can we get 5 years, my nigga? Like, what the fuck? How do you even do it?
No one's worse than their worst day ever.
Right, exactly. We all make mistakes. I'm like, yo, this guy made like 13 mistakes in one day. Like, knock it off. Yeah, I don't know how you do that. I truly don't. But I mean, look, in fairness, you know, the way our system is set up, everybody does deserve, you know, to be legally represented. But I would be like, I'd like to throw my client on the mercy of the court. I don't give a fuck about this dude. I would last about 8 minutes as a lawyer. I know that.
Oh, shit.
Crazy.
So, Stevenson then travels to see Johnny D's family, and this is you're driving down along a dirt road, and this is the parallel to the previous scene, right, where a bunch of white people had houses and shit. These people were living in like shacks, man. And then I was like, yo, are you sure this takes place in 1989? God damn.
Yeah. It's a little crazy.
It's the South though, yo. And he goes to
I mean, there are parts of Maryland that look like that too. Make no mistake.
Yeah, it absolutely does. So he travels to the family. And there's a gang of them there. And
yo, it's everybody in that little ass like area. Everybody came.
Yeah, everybody in town. Because they were like, yo, he ain't do that shit. It's funny. I like the framing of the shot where it's Michael B. Jordan like in his fancy suit.
Right.
And sitting down. And there's a whole group of people around him. And they're just talking, and they're like, well, let's let the baby talk, right?
Yeah.
And he takes a sip of his, sun tea, right? Like the tea that you let blow out in the sun and shit. Takes a sip, and then the woman's just like, here you go, baby.
Now get out for
What you gonna do to get him out?
Right.
And
well, and I like that scene is super black because like he goes through all this. And they're like, the last person who came down here, the last lawyer who came down here, took our money. Yeah. And he's like, this isn't going to cost anything or whatever. And, it's all pro bono. And then he gets done talking. And there's that like moment of silence. And that one aunt was like, well, you had me at free.
She's like, I don't know about y'all, but you had me at, it ain't going to cost nothing.
And I was like, that's the blackest response of all time, yo. Absolutely. Because that's what I was thinking. I was like, so who gonna say it? Like,
I just said, I'm like, oh, free?
It's free 99? All right. What's the worst that could happen at this point? I mean, he's in a world of trouble. But yeah, again, how we have been able to even get ourselves to a place in this country out of those kind of environments is a testament to our people, right? Because one, you are in what feels like the Jim Crow South in the 80s. But at the same time, like these people aren't just, they're barely making it, but like they're people who've come from that and then like him gone to Harvard and things like that. Like it is a real testament to black people's perseverance. Like it just really is. So I don't know.
So, he's getting the facts of the case. And, at one point, Johnny D's son, he's like, look, my friend over here, Darnell, who looks like Morris Day, if he didn't make it, he has something that he wants to say to you. and this dude, who is like the oldest looking young man I've ever seen in my life, he's like, look, Brian tries to get him to testify that he wants him to testify that he was a witness who corroborated Myers' testimony on the day of the murder, which could cause the prosecution's case to fall apart. Right. And I mean, look, he just straight up was like, I gotta get my name, right?
Yeah,
like,
he didn't want to do that. He didn't want to get on the record on that shit.
Right, like, and I get it.
Look, but that's
I get it.
Right, but that's how black people continue to get persecuted, right? Because and they literally do what he assumed they would do, which is they arrest him, charge him for perjury, even though he's not making a perjurous statement, which is just weird. But he's terrified, and he has every right to be, because he lives in a small southern town, and they string your ass up and it'll be a wrap for you. Or they'll figure out a way to throw you in jail, like this bogus perjury charge, and just, give you 30 years, and it'd be the end of you. So like, it's fucked up. Apparently the true story, like when Stevenson walks in on Chapman and Sheriff Tate talking, apparently like that was more about, in reality, that was more about Chapman hanging out with Robert E. Lee Key Jr., the judge, being like, hey, you do me a favor, I'll do you a favor. And like Stevenson's like, yeah, I can imagine him going out to dinner, two white good old boys, trying to decide how justice is served or something like that. So like, yeah, this whole system is rigged against us. And the fact that he still got to beat all of this, again, is a testament to how good Stevenson is as a lawyer and how fucked up this case is, by the way.
So throughout the story, we see the interludes with Johnny D and his fellow cell block mates, one played by O'Shea Jackson Jr., who plays Anthony Ray Hinton, and one played by Rob Morgan, who plays Herbert Richardson. And in this particular interlude, Johnny D is, his spirit's a little more uplifted. He trusts Brian. He's talking with the two guys about it. Right. O'Shea is like, hey, Herb, you kind of quiet over there. And Herb is just like, I got my death day. I got the day that I'm going to die. And we spoke about that earlier. And it's just, I really feel for this character, man. So this character's backstory was basically he was in the war. Vietnam. It wasn't Vietnam. It was like,
no,
I think Vietnam, was it?
I think it was Vietnam. Yeah, I think it was.
Why I didn't think it was Vietnam? Because I forgot that this doesn't take place in the fucking 60s.
Right.
And we were like,
you're like, surely Vietnam was 8 minutes ago. Or maybe it hasn't started yet.
It's like Vietnam didn't happen yet.
Yes. Unfortunately, it did.
So he was in Vietnam. He saw some shit. He came back. He created a bomb and put the bomb on a woman's porch.
All right. So let me give you a little bit more. Yeah, let me give you the breakdown of what the real story is, because it is, like Darren said, it's wild. So he gets back from the war. He does have like PTSD or what have you, and he meets this nurse, and he carries on a relationship with this woman. They meet in New York, I think, and they have a relationship. They move down to Alabama together. They break up, and again, he's not well. He has PTSD. I mean, as he's portrayed in
Vietnam, he was the only survivor of an ambush on his platoon.
Right. Yeah, because they mentioned that in the movie, actually. Yeah. So he's pretty well and fucked up, unfortunately. He breaks up with this woman while he's down in Alabama. He decides that he's going to put a bomb on her porch, not to hurt her. This is the twisted logic. He puts the bomb on the porch so that he can then save her, and then she would see him as a hero and then get back with him.
She would take him back, right?
Right.
The dentist system.
Yes, I guess so. Like absolute fucking menace from It's Always Sunny. So he does that, but the problem is her 10-year-old niece finds the bomb, picks it up, and gets killed instantly.
Nigga, it was a real bomb. God
Yes.
damn, yo.
Yeah.
Jesus.
So that's why his line of like, why did I do that? Why did I put that bomb there? Like, they don't go into the fact that it's a kid, for whatever reason. I don't know why they wouldn't, or I don't think it really super matters, but it wasn't to like try to hurt her or anything like that. It was literally, he was just trying, through twisted logic, he was trying to get this woman to get back with him, which is just a really sad fucking story.
They didn't mention that it was a kid, probably because if you mention it was a kid, then most people,
they lose sympathy.
Like, well, he deserves it then. And it's not that simple.
No, it really isn't.
You can't, God damn.
Yeah, that story is super fucked up. Because then, like, I read that and I'm just like, and all I can see is his face sort of in my head, and I'm like, yeah, like it's just a tragic fucking story. Yeah, which is really tragic, all the way around. I mean, that poor girl too. Jesus.
Yeah. We go back to Brie Larson's family's home, because that's where they're working out of, because the guy who Brie Larson calls a piece of shit would not allow them to work in his building, because he was like, y'all working with murderers? Nope.
Yeah, fuck that.
And we see they are at the dinner table one day, and they get a call threatening their lives.
Guy says he put a bomb under their porch.
Yeah.
Again, this is 1987, and niggas are threatening to firebomb your house.
Right.
Like it's a civil rights movement.
This is 89, like Terrence said.
Oh, 89, excuse me.
Yeah, we've advanced in those 2 years. Oh, wait. No, we haven't.
No, we have not.
Batman came out this year.
Yo, I was in theater watching Batman, and these dudes are dealing with people firebombing their houses. That's insane. What year is it?
Oh, shit.
Some parts of this country are so bizarrely different. Like, that's crazy to me. This is super crazy to me.
So we get a montage of, one, them setting up headquarters for the Equal Justice Initiative, and two, them, hitting the streets, trying to gather evidence on all of these cases.
I just like to go back to the conversation between Eva and Bryan Stevenson on the porch after the firebombing threat, which it wasn't real, by the way. I enjoyed this bit of dialogue because this was some like super real shit. She's like, yeah, I knew I'd lose some friends over this. And then you kind of almost think she's going to be like, I'm not sure I can do this and everything. And she's like, no, I'm cool with it. Like it is what it is, basically. Like, let's just keep going forward. It's like, she just never broke, which is dope. And like either one of them, they were just completely sure of what they were doing the entire time, which is amazing. And again, they're young. They're so fucking young. We have done nothing with our lives in comparison. You just haven't. Like 28 years old, you move into the deep south to try to exonerate people on death row? No. I'm 40 and I'm not doing that.
I've moved about as far south as I'm going to go. Montgomery County, Maryland.
That's funny because I think that's too far south. As far as I'm concerned. Every time I get on the highway, I'm like, get a little shady down here. Like, nah, fuck that. No. My wife's like, oh, wouldn't it be cool to live in Miami? I'm like, yeah, let me know when Miami's not in Florida. I'm not moving down there.
Transplant that shit's elsewhere.
Yeah, fuck that. Move Miami to the West Coast. We'll talk about it. Like, no.
You teleport to Florida and to Miami and teleport
right the fuck back home. That's right. No. Well, one of the people they talked to is a cop who was also at the fish fry according to like the real story, he was at the fish fry that all these people, including Willie D, was at during the time of the murder. So he could actually exonerate him as well.
Bryan Stevenson submits Darnell Houston's testimony, and the police arrest him for perjury. And Darnell is like, nah, yo, I'm out. They arrested me at my job, yo. I don't know if I got a job now. Right. So I'm out. And, I get it. And I don't know if this is true, but I think you said it was or something like that. But Stevenson goes up into the sheriff's office, finds Chapman there, chatting it up with the sheriff. And I think you said it was like allegory or something.
It's more of an allegory for him chatting it up with the judge.
And it was a piece of trash in real life. Like he still, like even when he was ignored, like no, he still did that shit. Yep. Even after like all of the evidence was completely exonerated, he was like, nah, fuck that. He did it.
I mean, that's what Trump said about the Central Park Five. Same thing.
Like, I can't imagine being like an old white man and just having all the confidence in the world to just tell a bald-faced lie in the face of insurmountable truth. Like, no.
Mexico's going to pay for it.
Jay, your walls are pink. The walls in your house right now in that room, they're pink.
Well, I do live in Thailand. I don't know if you know that. No, that's amazing, right? That's what happens when you're the leader of a cult, right? They just believe anything that you say, and they bend their reality around your foolish statements.
Like, I don't think I could live around a bunch of yes men like that, right? Like,
no, that would piss me off. That would piss me off. I would do too much testing. I'd be like, let me say some bullshit, see if they go with it. Oh, you're a genius. I'd be like, I'm an idiot. Knock it off. Like, don't do that. No. I've noticed that, like, you ever meet somebody who agrees with you, like, no matter what you say, even if they say something and you say something contradictory to what they said, they're like, yeah, I agree. I'm like, but no, you don't. Why are you acting like that? That's weird. Yeah.
I don't think I've ever met anybody like that.
I have. I'll point it out to you after the show. Yes, you have. Well, met in quotes, but yeah, you have. Just no, I'll point it out, and then you take a notice to it next time. It's quite funny. It's on the internet.
So Stevenson is able to get the perjury charges dismissed. Houston is intimidated into refusing to testify. Shortly afterwards, Stevenson is intimidated by two sheriff's deputies who remove him from his car at gunpoint and illegally search the car. Yep. Me and my wife thought they were about to steal some fucking papers and shit.
Oh, yeah. And my wife. She was like, what did he take? I was like, he didn't have time to take anything. He's not looking through legal documents. No, it was just intimidation.
Right.
Gun to the back of the head works quite well.
And they refused to tell him why he was pulled over, and they let him go. And it's like, you should be happy, nigga.
Pretty much.
We didn't kill your ass, and we could have, because that's what we do.
I just don't understand how black people are cops. Go ahead. I don't get it. I just thought it out there. I don't get it. I don't get it.
I mean, what can you understand more, the black Republican or the black officer?
Black police. Black police. Yeah. That's it. Look, at least cops have a real job. Republicans are just liars. They just don't even believe in reality. I assume some black cops are, I assume some of them are good people.
I don't know that.
When the police are sending people, they're not sending their best. Okay.
They're
liars. They're murderers. Some of them are rapists.
The only time I see the police in like a good light, right? Outside of like bullshit photo ops,
Paw Patrol.
The white cops like to do the bullshit photo ops, right? But like,
hey, I'm D'ing this nigga up in basketball. Right, don't worry about it.
Right.
Go sit down.
But when I see like a story of like like an officer he de-escalated a situation
Right.
with his words. There's always some black or Latino cop. Probably black, because some Latinos got this weird thing where they think they're white and they have that like white man authority, but like you got a Z in your last name. So that don't really work.
No, sorry, Ruiz, it don't work. Like, it don't work. Like, it's all right. Don't worry about it. You be cool over here. Like, it ain't gonna work over there. No. I like my experience with police, especially as of recently. It's like two cops. One was white, one was Latin. The white cop was way nicer than the Latin dude. And I was like, Latin cop, you just gonna let this nigga show you up? Like, you acting like a real piece of shit right now. Like, I was disappointed in the Latin cop, I have to say.
I expect it from Latin cops.
I expect it from black cops too, because it's that whole thing of, are you a cop or are you a minority first? And a lot of times they like to show their ass so they can prove how blue they are. And I'm like,
I don't get it.
I don't get it. I don't get it. Again, in the war for black people between, black police officers and what's his face from the spook who sat by the door. I'm on the Dan Freeman side. I'm not on the black cop side. I'm just not. You protect property. Like, what about your people? Like, just saying. Anyway, I don't get it.
Stevenson, he's speaking with Johnny D, and he's like, I gotta play. You're probably not gonna like it. We got to talk to Myers, the guy that dimed you out. So he approaches Myers, played by the guy that puts reflecto tape on his face.
Tim Blake Nelson.
Tim Blake Nelson, the leader in that.
What was this?
Nobody likes.
The Hulk.
Yeah. That only two people like, the dumb one and the swole one. Oh, really? You the dumb one and the swole one, like a dumb swole movie. Got it. I'll let y'all figure out. I'll let the two of y'all figure out which one of y'all is which.
Wait, what is happening right now?
We're making fun of people who are on the network. That's funny.
I'm trying to think what movie.
Oh, The Incredible Hulk. Those two fools love that movie.
Yeah, Tim Blake Nelson was in The Incredible Hulk. He
was the leader.
He played Sam Stearns.
Yeah, the leader.
Who ends up being the leader, which is, never mind. That's a different show.
I really like Tim Blake Nelson as an actor. I think he's great. He was awesome in Watchmen too. I really enjoyed him.
What's the deal with this guy? Does he have like Bell's palsy? Did he have a stroke? Is that part of the burn thing that happened to him?
Part of it is like, it's like a fire injury. Like that whole.
He mentioned it in the film, and I just didn't know, what was up with his like Two-Face.
Yeah, no, I think he was burned as a child or something, and
he
so
he tells the story in the movie. That was it, though. All right.
Yeah.
So he talks to Myers, and Myers eventually he had to do some digging, but eventually he admits that his testimony was coerced after the police played on his fear of being burned and threatened to have him executed by the electric chair because.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
God damn, yo.
I mean, look, this guy was a career criminal, but that's super fucked up. Like, they apparently, according to the movie, they put him in the jail cell closest to the electric chair room so he could smell people being burned alive, which is like, that's a level of sadistic behavior that I don't approve of. Like, it's not okay. But what else is new?
We cut to the guys in jail, and this is hard to watch. This whole 15, 20 minutes. We see her getting ready to be executed.
Yeah.
And look, man, like if you don't feel some kind of way watching this scene, like this is why movies are good, man. Like,
yeah.
Like, if you don't feel some kind of way about this, you got no soul, man. I just like even dickhead ass cop was just like, oh shit, I'm about to watch somebody die. Like the cop that was that wanted to see Jordan naked. It was like, oh shit, I want to see him die. So, I
mean, there's humanity in things, right? Like, even if you didn't like this guy, like even if you found what he did to be abhorrent, which ultimately it was, but that was never his intention. He seems, at least how he's portrayed in the movie, he seems like a very sweet guy because he's mentally not all there. So he's not a malicious person at all. And to then see this guy killed is just, I mean, again, if you don't feel a level of sadness about that, I mean, I guess you're George W. Bush, who was cool with having people who were mentally incapacitated, executed in Texas when he was governor, but whatever.
Rob Morgan steals every scene that he's in this movie. He's not in it a lot, but Jesus Christ, this dude can fucking act, man.
He can. I would argue he steals every scene he's in anything. And anything I've seen him in. When he was in Mudbound, he was fucking great as the dad.
Yeah.
Also, he was Turk in the Daredevil series, which I enjoyed him in. But yeah, he's because I think that's the first thing I ever really saw him in that I knew, like, recognized him. Yeah, I've been very impressed by everything I've seen, but with him in since then, everything.
Yeah, he's really good. And when did he start acting? I mean, his film credits
2009.
2006 for film.
Oh, for film, yeah. Okay, yeah.
Still 2006.
That's right, he was in Pariah. That's right.
So, yeah, man. This is just a masterclass in acting, direction. Like this is the best scene in the movie.
It is. I agree with that. Did you like him in The Last Black Man in San Francisco, Micah?
He was in The Last Black Man in San Francisco?
Yeah.
You know what?
He was the uncle making the bootleg DVDs. Because whatever.
Yeah, I did like him.
19.
No. No to that whole movie. I'm sorry. I like
really, really good in fucking Lovecraft Country though. That dude's a fucking great actor though. Like, I couldn't tell in that movie.
No.
Yeah, people were like, "Are you guys going to do that movie?" No. You don't want us to do that movie. No, you don't.
You're probably not going to like what you hear.
No, you won't. We tried. We were going to do it. Made an audible. Like, nah. Nope. That is the most self-indulgent fucking fresh out of art school white boy directed movie I've ever seen. No, thank you. No, thanks. Anyway.
So, yeah, I can't say enough about this scene. You should watch this movie, particularly for this scene. Coming out of it, Michael B. Jordan's character is he's traumatized, right? Because
he literally just watched somebody die.
Right. And from what I understand, watching an electric chair execution is not pretty. Because sometimes, like, you have to shave the head because sometimes the hair will catch on fire and
Why are we still using the electric chair? That's fucking insane.
Are we still using the electric chair?
I don't think we are. Are there any states that are still using
I bet in the South they are. I bet in the South they are, yo. I bet they are. Alabama's like, we used one last week. Fuck it.
And from what I understand, lethal injection is worse It's just better for the people watching it, the sickos that are watching the death. But for the victim, it is, they inject you with three things: one to numb you, one to paralyze you, and one to kill you. Sometimes the numbing one does not work.
Right.
And then the paralyzing one works. Or they paralyze you, numb you, then kill you. They paralyze you, that works. Surprisingly. That works.
All the fucking time.
The numbing agent doesn't work sometimes. And then when they hit you with the poison, you just feel that poison killing you. And from what I did some research on, like it feels like you're burning from the inside out, and you can do nothing about it. Like, you are fully conscious.
Jesus, that's fucking horrible.
You literally just can't do anything about it
until you die. Here's an idea. Why don't you just OD them on morphine? They go to sleep and just die. Why does it have to be painful in the end? You're killing them. You're killing them. Like, who is the pain for? Is it for us to be like, then just shoot this nigga in the head then? Like, what is the point? Why don't they just, you know what? Here, I have an idea. If you're going to do it, do the same thing they did in No Country for Old Men. Get the fucking, the air gun they use for cows. Bow. Done. Next. Why the fuck are we, like, trying to, like, make it hurt? What's the point?
Humane? How is either one of those humane?
It's not.
Oh, lethal injection. That's even more humane. Like, no, it isn't. Yo, a bullet to the head is more humane than lethal injection.
Right. It's a split second, dude. That's it. You don't feel anything. You shoot him in the head, that's it.
It's just like those witnessing it.
Right.
So, like you said, who's it for? Like you said, who is that for?
It's for the people in the gallery, the people that are
people
watching.
In the gallery. I guess the people in the gallery don't want to see someone's head getting their head blown off, but they'd rather see them get electrocuted. Like, how the fuck is that? Because apparently, in Nashville, Tennessee, they still use the electric chair.
Look.
What are you doing?
How about this? 2018, 9 states. Let's take a guess together, guys, where these 9 states are that still have the alternative for the electric chair. Alabama, Arkansas, Florida, Kentucky, Mississippi, Oklahoma, South Carolina, Tennessee, and Virginia. Micah, you need to move. You're way too close to Virginia as it is. Get the fuck out of there.
That's insane.
That's insane, dude. What? Yo, some states use the firing squad. Yo, come on, yo. All right.
That's better.
I mean, honestly,
it is better, but yo, come on. All right. Hanging
squad is fucked up because they have a bunch of people line up to shoot, and there's only one person.
There's only one
with a bullet.
But you don't know which one did it. That's
yeah, guess what? I'm just gonna assume I did it, like, because I'm there. Like, what the fuck?
Like that doesn't. What kind of mental trauma are you throwing at these people? Like, if you're gonna be like, pick someone that is willing to shoot somebody,
yeah,
and knows that they're going to kill them, and just let them do it. That has no conscience.
Yeah, let's see. According to this document, according to deathpenaltyinfo.org, lethal injection has been used 1,342 times since 1976. The electric chair has been used 163 times. Lethal gas has been used 11 times. Which, are we just using a gas chamber, my nigga? Like, what kind of fucking barbaric?
I didn't even know they did that.
Yeah, I did not either. Hanging.
That's what Nazis use.
Right. Can we not do that? Well, we'll just wheel them into a room and be like, we're going to give you a shower. Like, no, yo, come on, knock it off. Hanging. That's been done 3 times. And apparently firing squad has been done 3 times.
Yeah, well, I'm reading this article, and
It's
it's usually lethal injection in Tennessee. But there are inmates that rather use the electric chair because of what you said about lethal injection, Michael. Like, they're afraid that it might not fucking work.
Right. Like, it's not.
And they
lethal
said
injection
they'd
is a
rather
fucking
ban.
scam, dude. Yeah. Lethal injection is a fucking scam, yo. And it's just there to make the witnesses feel good about themselves. If that's to feel good about watching a man die. When you want to watch a man die, but in an elegant way.
Right.
The fuck?
Yeah, just use the thing they kill cows with. That's humane. Like, if you're gonna do it, boom, done.
Right. And if you're gonna watch it, like, nah, you should have to see how people fucking die. Since you wanna, proof of death or whatever. Like, I don't know, man.
I don't get it. Like, if somebody wronged someone in my family, knock on wood, but if someone wronged my family and that person did get sentenced to death, I'm not gonna be there for that. I don't need to see that.
I'll take your word for it.
Yeah,
that you did it. But
what is there a grand conspiracy that they let him out? No, I'm not. I'm good. I'm good.
I don't know.
Yeah, don't you want to see the guy who did this? No, I don't actually. Do I forgive them? No, fuck them. But like, no, I don't. I don't think they should be executed. Like, just throw them in jail with no HBO. That's horrible. It's horrible.
Just put them in a box, yo.
Don't even do that.
Solitary confinement. No, put them in solitary confinement.
That will make them go insane. I want them to be very I want them to be very cognizant for the rest of their days that they will never see outside of those four walls. No, I don't want them to go crazy. Nah, fuck that.
They get exercise.
That's fine. You can pump iron. You can't watch HBO.
No, I don't want you pumping iron. I want you to wither away and go crazy.
Wow. All right. Maybe just use the cattle prod, Michael. Jesus. Like, just relax. Hey.
Stevenson appeals to the local court to grant McMillian a retrial and successfully convinces Myers to recant testimony on the stand. Okay, let's talk about this scene real quick. They're going to court, and everyone's at court. All the black people are standing out. Is this the one where all the black people?
No, that's later.
That's later. Yeah.
That's later. Okay, they're in court. They all going to court, right? White woman comes in through the metal detector, and the guard's there, and is like, "Oh, hey, lady!" Right? Black woman comes through the metal detector. Dog sitting right there immediately, just
no, yeah,
because the dog has been trained to kill black people. Don't get dogs.
No, that's not true. That dog was trained to
eat black women. That dog has been trained to eat black women.
I mean, that might be true.
Fuck dogs.
Dogs often suffer from misogynoir. That's true. I hate that word. I hate it so much. Not the meaning behind it, but the word itself. I don't like it. It's a terrible portmanteau.
He had to quickly cover that up.
Oh, no. People will come for me. How dare you? No, I just don't like the word. It's dumb. Yeah, but it was a form of intimidation, right? Like, just making black people feel incredibly uncomfortable, even when they're innocent in a court of law.
So Stevenson appeals to the local court to grant McMillian a retrial and successfully convinces Myers to recant his testimony on the stand. But
hold on. Because the reason why he gets Myers to get on the stand is insane. He goes and finds the records of interviews with Myers with the police when he first gets pulled in, and on the recording, he's like, I'm not gonna, say an innocent man killed that girl. You can't make me do this. And I'm like, this is the most bullshit thing I've ever heard. But apparently that really happened. Like, it was on the tape, and it was like,
that's the real tape.
That's the real tape. That's what he said. Those cops were the worst cops in human history. They didn't even go, just erase that. They're like, nah, just leave it on the tape.
Burn that fucking tape.
Yeah, these niggas left it on there and left it in the file. Left it in the file.
Flipped it to side B and started recording again. It's
like
on the same tape.
That was the wildest shit. I was like, wait, what? Wow, okay, racists really are the dumbest people on the planet. Like, they really are quite dumb. They're not smart. Don't ever let people convince you that they are.
That is, that's so funny to me.
I'm not going to do this crime. They're like, oh, you're going to do this crime. All right, just leave it on there, though. Nobody will listen to this ever.
I am never going to do this ever again. He did it. He did it. And that is all that I have to say about that, because I don't remember.
Don't ever switch over to side B.
It's the dumbest shit I've ever.
They just left it on the other side of the tape. That's super wild. Wow.
I mean, I know we're not supposed to like say that like Southern people are dumb, but like
some people are.
I kind of feel like most of them are.
Yo, you're an asshole. Don't write to me, yo, because I gotta read these YouTube videos. Don't write to me. You know, send Mike an email.
I love the South. I love visiting her parents. Like,
I think
the people are very nice down there, which is something that a lot more people need, right? Like they're very nice to your face.
Yeah,
and
it's like the Midwest. They're all very nice to your face, and they're all fake.
Yeah, and then they shoot you in the back 7 times. Oops,
yes.
Now the show's not evergreen, or maybe it is.
Yeah, I feel like you. Yeah, no. No, I think we've said this before. Black people with Southern accents sound friendly to me. White people with Southern accents, it sounds like slavery to me. And I can't help but assume that you're stupid. Is that fair? Maybe. Probably not. But that's just how I feel about it. Like, when I hear like a thick Southern accent from a black person, I'm like, oh, they're just so nice. White person, I'm like, get the fuck out of here. You know, I don't trust you. I just can't. I don't. Sorry. Can't do it. The only smart Southern white person I know is the Raging Cajun. And he's a crazy person. And he's got a super thick Southern accent. But he is smart.
So yeah, Myers recants his testimony, but Judge Jefferson Beauregard Sessions.
yo, in the Slate article, they even said this nigga looked like Jeff Sessions, yo. That's fucking hilarious.
I mean, how much? I mean, like that's gotta be like
on purpose,
intentional, right?
I'm sure. Jefferson Beauregard Sessions the third.
Judge Sessions, he refuses to grant a retrial because he was like, well, that motherfucker lied before. He might lie again. I think he lied now. So, nope.
Yeah, that was wild, dude. And again, like, that was really what he did. That was literally his argument. That is true.
Jesus Christ. I mean, I don't know who's lying, so.
How about I just assume the nigger's lying? I mean, black gentleman. What year is it? 91?
It's 1992.
Yo, again.
I was 11.
Yo, again, this feels like it's 1964. Like this is a case of black people trying to get the right to vote. Like, that's what this feels like. Like, it's that insane for the time.
And Southern states are stuck in a fucking time capsule.
Yeah, because racism.
So weird, man. I don't get it.
No, but like I'm not just doing like a Kenya Barris joke, but like, because racism. Yeah. Racism holds everyone back, and for some reason, racist white people have never figured that out. You know how good this country would be if y'all just got the fuck over the bullshit? We could all just move forward together. No. That's why it keeps you in a fucking time capsule. You can't move forward. You can't. You simply can't. That's why in 1992, this nigga looked like he's driving a car from 1952. Like, it's ridiculous. It's insane. Poor Jamie Foxx goes back to jail.
Steven, his son is like, yo, this is fucking bullshit, yo.
Yeah.
And Jeff Sessions is like, arrest him.
Yep.
Go over there. Arrest him. Stevenson vents his frustrations about the case to Captain Marvel. He just making sure people are paying attention.
Yep.
We get
there are 3 MCU actors in this movie.
We get technically 4.
Who's the 4th?
Rob Morgan.
Yeah, that's who I was thinking was the 3rd. Who's the 4th?
Tim Blake Nelson.
Oh, that's right. Yep.
He's the leader. We had a really, and the director is directing Shang-Chi.
What? Marvel is everywhere. This is crazy.
We get a really, really sad scene really quick of Jamie Foxx's character going to jail.
Yeah.
And he's just looking in that jail cell after all this bullshit, right? And the cop who is having a change of heart about racism because he saw a man die, he was like, "Yo, come on, man, please don't make this hard." And I
couldn't do it. Yeah, I Jamie Foxx's character, like, that's the most reasonable fucking response. Like, I couldn't do it. You were that close. You were that close, and it's just like, nah, I need you to get back in the cell. Like, look, I get it. Y'all got to beat my ass. I get it. Go ahead.
Yeah, it just, it's so sad, man. It you know, this is one of those scenes where it's like, holy shit, Jamie Foxx, like, it's a really good actor, man.
Yeah. But again, it's very understated performance.
He gets thrown into solitary confinement for a while after that, which I can't fucking imagine.
No, again, it makes you insane. And, you know, more on that later.
Yeah, remember, he didn't do it.
Right.
Not a case of he did it and then he went solitary because he literally didn't have anything to do with what the fuck they're saying he did. Period.
Right.
In jail for fucking 6 years.
So,
and by the way, 6 years.
For 6 years.
Right. 6 years. How long were the Central Park Five guys in jail for? Like 15 or 16 years?
Yeah, they got out in like early 2000s.
Like, that's crazy. And then, like, one of the people in this movie was in jail for 35 years.
In there for 35 years. Because I told my wife, I was like, God damn, this 6 years, this is a long time. She said, yeah, that's on the short side.
Yeah.
I was just like, yo, I don't know if I had the strength, man. Like,
I'm not sure I do.
I don't. I'd kill somebody before I would have a reason for them to look at that, bro. I'd lose my mind. I would lose my mind. I would kill one of the fucking CEOs.
They're like, turns out Terrence was totally innocent, but like, nigga, you got to stay now. God damn.
He's like, I was watching something, like YouTube video, some dude, he killed a bunch of people, but he also like killed a bunch of people in prison also. So they built a cell specifically for him. He was a white dude. He was in jail for like 40 some years.
White privilege is everywhere.
He gets his own room. How dare you?
Nuts. But yeah, I think I'd probably kill one of them because they're part of the system that puts me in it, and I would lose my shit.
Yeah, I would not have I don't think I'd have the strength to survive in prison for 35 years, knowing in my heart of hearts I did nothing wrong. I don't think so. Yeah,
I'd go crazy.
Yeah, I would.
Yeah, I would legit go crazy.
Yep.
So Killmonger talks to Captain Marvel, and he's just like, "This is fucking bullshit." Like,
yeah.
And he appears on 60 Minutes. He appears on 60 Minutes.
I mean, he might have been on that too. I don't know.
To rally public support in favor of McMillian.
So I found this part to be super interesting, right? And that, again, that's real.
Yeah, you can actually look at the actual interview on YouTube.
Yeah.
They actually talked to him and was Kimberly Nelson's character.
Myers.
Like, what the fuck?
Right. It was funny because they mentioned on the article I read, it was like, and this was the big segment of that episode. Then there was also a segment where Woody Allen was defending himself about being a pedophile on that same episode. I was like, why was that worth mentioning in the article? But okay, thanks. So what's really interesting about this is he sort of leans into his faith for a moment because, like, Stevenson basically feels like he doesn't know what to do. And I guess he takes that time and then, kind of redoubles his efforts, which, again, he already lost Rob Morgan's character because he couldn't stay in execution for him. And now he feels like he's letting Jamie Foxx down too, which is that's got to be like, it's one thing to come in and try to help these guys. It's another thing to give them hope, and then you fail them, and then they end up dying, which is, then you feel directly responsible for their fate.
Well, if you're a human being, yes. The other lawyer just took all their money and rolled out. Yeah. This is so everyone is watching the 60 Minutes piece. and even Chapman is watching it with his family, and his wife is over there looking at him like
nigga, what
the fuck is wrong with you?
Right? He's just like, no, I felt like he was guilty. That's fine. Like he just did not give a shit. But actually, yeah, she is. Oh, she was as dry as Ben Shapiro's wife on any day. But the thing about the 60 Minutes thing is sunlight is the best type of disinfectant, right? Like you don't get this trial, you don't get any of this happening without the rest of the country going, yo, what the fuck is going on in little town Alabama? Like shining that massive Hollywood light onto that town is what got things really moving, because it would not have happened otherwise. And that's why, like, those little cases, like even things with like George Floyd, if you shine a huge light on it, you can move things, but you cannot move it on its own.
Yeah. Like, what if those people just weren't there that day to record George Floyd's death? Right.
We would have never heard about it. Right. You would have heard, you might have heard tangentially that this black dude was killed by cops, but you would have no proof.
Right. Wow, dude.
And even with proof, some people are like, well, I mean,
yeah, right.
It seemed reasonable, right?
Because this asshole who is running the country is just like, well, everything you see is fake and only believe what I tell you. What the fuck is like? That is literally the opposite of what America is, right? Like all these people who are gung ho about America sure do wish they lived in fucking England, circa 1700, right? Like,
yeah. Or Russia now,
right? I don't fucking get it, man.
I could be so mean right now. Go ahead. Never mind.
Stevenson appeals to the Supreme Court of Alabama. The Supreme Court overturns the Circuit Court's decision and grants McMillian his retrial.
Yeah, and they're the first judges outside of like this, basically this small town series of courts that's actually seen the evidence. So they were like, wait, what? Like, no, yeah, none of this shit makes any sense.
What the fuck are you guys doing down there?
Yeah.
You're giving Alabama a bad name.
Right. Even the Alabama Supreme Court is like, yo, it's 1992. Like, come on, yo. Like, come on.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Stevenson then moves to have the charges dropped entirely. He confronts Chapman at his home and tries to convince him to join the motion. Chapman is like, nigga, if you don't get your ass off of my property, I am gonna give you a stern look.
Right. I'm very concerned right now.
It was like, I got this girl's family calling me, talking about questioning whether or not he did it. And I was trying to think of a dry joke, but I can't.
It's a goddamn Sahara Desert in my fucking house.
Next time you come over, do me the courtesy of calling first. Like that's your comeback.
All the jerk store's all out of you. Like that's all he had. Like, he didn't have nothing.
So. Oh shit! The day of the motion comes, and you see all the black people standing outside the courtroom, and he's like, "Well, I'm just following orders, sir, because I don't think for myself." And
doop-a-doop.
And he's like, "Okay, now you can come in." And
Captain because the sheriff gave him the fucking head nod, was like, "It's fine."
And Captain Marvel was like, yeah, now there ain't no seats left, bitch. We know what you're doing. Trying to make all these old people stand because they black. Nigga, fuck you.
I mean, it is kind of amazing that, like, again, it's 1992. Like Ready to Die came out 2 years after this. Like, it's not that long ago. But like, even still, like, they're just fucking with black people for no goddamn reason. Like, nah, just stand up in a courtroom. Like, nigga, come on, yo. this is not the 1940s. Like, it's incredible just the length by which they were willing to go for just like petty racist shit. Like, it's just incredible to me.
Day of motion comes. Stevenson appeals to the judge, and Chapman agrees to join him in his motion. The case is dismissed. The judge is like, "What? Okay."
Yeah, he made my job super easy. I thought his speech, by the way, was good.
Yeah,
like I thought it was a pretty impassioned speech.
And yeah, that pretty much is the end of the movie. They have an epilogue. Like you said earlier, Jamie Foxx's reaction to his charges being dismissed. You know, once again, Jamie Foxx turning it on when he's on, he's on. And and this is another scene where I was like, yo, for real, stop cooking them goddamn onions.
Well, and I liked that moment where he's just sort of sitting there and he's shaking, and right before that moment, you see Stevenson. He's got his hand on his back, like this is real, right? Like, this is real. Because I have to imagine that moment, like, you don't think it's real. Like, no, there's got to be some other proceeding. There's got to be some more bullshit. And he's kind of reassuring him, and Stevenson shoots Chapman a look. And like, in that one moment, you can see Chapman go, like, it kind of comes over him, like, what they've done to this guy. Like, for a moment. And I liked Stevenson's or Jordan's facial expression, because it's anger. It's not like, hey, everything's good. It's like, fuck you for what you did to this guy. And like, in that moment where they're supposed to be happy, he's still angry at how the system failed him. Right? Like, on record, Chapman in real life said that Willie D being exonerated proved that the system works, which is a level of like arrogance and just bullshit like I cannot fathom. Again, these walls are pink, right? Like you just say anything out of your mouth and then people just go, yeah, that seems reasonable. Like, I can't imagine that's what you would say out of your mouth. Like, just be like, yo, the system failed this guy. Like, yeah, they fucked up. He wasn't the prosecutor on the guy's case in the beginning.
Yeah, he was just the one, like, I gotta uphold this bullshit. Like, you have to know. Like, he knows.
Yeah, he knew.
That's stupid.
You just read and it's funny because he's like, well, I looked over the evidence of the case. Yeah, turns out. Like, that's your job.
He hands him the fucking evidence, and in the beginning of the movie, he's like, "Where's the evidence?" Like, you're looking at it, and like Michael B. like, "Bitch, what?"
Yeah,
like, this is it.
Nah, serious? I called ahead. Like, surely you have everything.
A one-page document in 14 font double space.
Right.
What the fuck?
I didn't seen him do it. Oh, well, that's it. We got it. Case closed.
You know, it's very similar to that case, fucking Breonna Taylor's case. 1 page, half of the fucking blank. And that was, what, 6 months ago?
Killer's still alive.
He's not going to have it.
Probably not.
Fucking close, fucking whatever, you know what? Continue.
Yeah.
And in the epilogue, we find out that Stevenson and Ainsley, Eva Ainsley, Brie Larson's character, continue to fight for justice to this day. Until his death in 2013, McMillian remained friends with Stevenson. A follow-up investigation into Morrison's death confirmed McMillian's innocence and posited that a white man was likely possible because poor white people kill poor white people because they live together.
Where are their fathers? What about white on white crime, Micah? No one's talking about that.
Yeah. Well,
I love when people cite that shit. Like, I love it. Black on black crime. Like, you ever cited white on white crime? Like, it's like 89%.
Right.
Like, what are you talking about? It's also a problem.
There are more of you
everywhere.
Right.
Yeah.
So statistically, the numbers ain't all right. I I don't talk to people.
Anybody who cites black on black crime statistics as like black people are more violent, those people are fucking morons. They're morons. Period. Oh, well, they know they're lying. No, they're morons. Because they're racist, they're morons. Period. Full stop. That's the nicest thing I can say about them.
O'Shea Jackson Jr.'s character remained on death row for 28 years until Stevenson was able to have all charges dropped, and he was eventually released in 2015.
That was 5 years ago.
I think the movie said something like the arresting officer was 100% certain that O'Shea Jackson Jr.'s character, Anthony Ray Hamilton, did it just by looking at him.
Yeah, that's what he said.
That's what he said.
All right. Yeah.
So the one thing the movie ends with is talking about how Willie D died. He had dementia when he died, and that was basically because of the stuff he dealt with being in prison. Brought that on. There was a quote from the book Just Mercy, written by Stevenson, that talks like he was talking to him sort of in the last number of years of his life. And he was saying that he went and saw Willie D at a hospital in Alabama, and he was so out of it that he was saying like, they got me, they put me in here. They're going to execute me. You got to get me out of here. Like, he was so thoroughly screwed up from his experience in jail and on death row specifically that he saw the hospital as also being on death row. Like, he couldn't tell what the difference was. Like, they ruined that man. And that was 6 years of his life by putting him on death row, which would fucking make you a basket case. Like, so this idea of like 35 years for this other guy, like,
yo, I'm only 39, yo.
Right. Yo, what
the fuck, dog? I couldn't imagine, yo. He only spent 4 years of my life free.
That's insane. That's insane.
I can't imagine.
For a crime he did not commit. And just wanted.
Gotta kill somebody, that bitch.
I need a reason to be here.
Yeah, like I can't be here because I did something I didn't do. I can't do it. I can't. They arrested me for some shit I didn't do today. Like, I'm gonna be in for a while because the justice system is trash. One of y'all gotta go. Like, for real, I can't do it.
I just
put me there for a reason. Fuck it.
Yeah. Come up with something, because this is not going to be it.
Ralph Myers was in jail for 30 years. He was released in 2017. But he was a criminal. Like,
no, that dude legitimately probably deserved to be in jail. Right. I don't know if he deserved 30 years, but who knows? All right. Any parting words there?
No, I don't know what else to say, man. The movie's great. Life is not.
Yeah.
Just hang in there, I guess.
Tom Tate remained the sheriff.
Yeah, till 2018.
Till 2019. Last year.
It's fucking nuts. And then he got kind of busted stealing $110,000. So he was like, I guess I'm going to retire then. Like, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Justice system is broken.
Yeah. Well, I would argue the justice system works exactly how it was designed.
Yeah.
Which is even more irritating, but yeah. That's
broken on purpose.
Yeah. Very much so. All right. That's it. That's it for us. Episode 181, Just Mercy. How about this? Episode 182. A little bit lighter. Just a little bit. We'll make it a little bit lighter than that. And we will see you guys next week for another preview episode.
See you.
Bye. You're watching the Black on Black Cinema YouTube channel. Make sure you check out our full reviews of black movies, past and present. And every other week, we do a preview episode where we talk about a random topic that affects the black community.